Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Ice here bringing you guys another YouTube video. So today we're going to be bringing something a little bit different. This is some Modern Warfare, and I wouldn't really say gameplay, but today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over one of the better classes for each gun. So we're going to do a little bit of like a series where we just kind of go over some of the better classes for each gun in this game. So today we're going to work down the list. We're going to go through ARs, but we're going to do a video per gun and per class for that matter on each gun. So what I'm talking about is we'll make a gun for the Kilo, we'll do FAL, M4, the FR 5.56, the Odin, and then M13, SCAR, and AK-47 eventually. I'm actually in the progress right now of doing the unlock for the, not legendary, but the rare or epic one of the AK-47 that they have on here right now. So I'm currently in progress of doing that, but today what we're going to get started with is the Kilo 141. As you can see, I do use this gun a lot. It's level 61, but we're going to be going over the class that I use and what makes it good. Using the P90, pretty much what I use, and some camo unlocks for it. So we're actually going to go down here to class 5 so I can give you guys a complete run through of exactly what the class is like. So first we're going to apply our Kilo, right? So this is this gun's pretty good. It's one of the first, it's the first gun actually that you unlock for an AR. It's very good for range, and it's also okay for close range, but it has a decent damage output, not as much as the M4A1 or the M13, but that's okay. We'll get to those guns later. So this one's very commonly used, and same with this one when you unlock it at level 39. But right now our focus for this episode is making a good Kilo 141 classes for those of you that like the Kilo. So first we're going to equip the Kilo, and then we're going to go into our gunsmith. We're going to talk a little bit about some camouflages for the weapon. Now this can also apply for each weapon in a couple of ways to get good, or to get camos faster. So obviously you need to introduce a new system where you have to get weapon levels to unlock the camo challenges, right? So I'm level like 61 right now, I need 62 to unlock Reptile and 69 to unlock Skulls. But the thing is, you had to play with the weapon first to be able to unlock any of these. So just grind with the gun. Right now I currently have like 500 or 800 some kills with it, or 700 I think. It should say inside of here. If I go spray paint, it'll tell me how many I have with it. I have 793 out of 800, so I'm really close to finishing these. Right, I use this gun almost every game that I play. I do use the M4 a little bit, but not much. I've been trying to level it up, but I've been focusing on this one to get all the camos done. I'm very close. So yeah, we're working on it. So things for this gun. Right, so camos, spray paint, like I said, just play. You'll get all these once you get kills. You can work on these challenges while you're working on the other ones. So what I would recommend for getting headshots, use a reflex sight. Always use reflex. Reflex sights will gives you the cleanest sight picture that you can get on assault rifles in this game. Use it. Use any sort of scope. Don't use iron sights because you can't hit shots that well with iron sights. You can mainly hit body shots with iron sights. Use reflex sights when you're going for headshots, and we'll go into a little bit about optic sights and stuff in the reflex sights that you guys should be using once we get into the attachments of this weapon. So headshots, like I said, just aim for the head. You can knock out headshots and the crouching one. I think it's this one, or is it this one? I don't know which one it is that you get crouching kills for. I think it's dragon. No, hip fire. Not that one. I know there's one that you get crouching kills for. Which one is it? Digital? Yeah, digital. All you need to do is crouch while you're shooting, and you can get headshots, you can get crouching kills, you can work on multiple camos at one time. You don't have to focus on just one. So like, you can do Tiger. Tiger's the easiest one to get. All you have to do is fill attachment slots. You have to have max attachments on the weapon, and you can get the camos for it, right? Instead of doing no attachments, you have all attachments, which makes it that much easier. So work on more camos at once. That's the easiest way to do it. This, every time you kill someone, reload. Or if you have a double kill, or you know that there's another person, don't reload. But if you know that there's not another person, just reload, and then you can run towards someone and kill them after you've reloaded. That's the easiest way to get these challenges. Now, I haven't done it yet because personally I've been working on some other things, and I actually just unlocked this camo like last time I played, so I've been working pretty hard to get it, but Um, like I said, just reload. Every time you kill someone, reload unless you know that there's someone else there. So that way you can get these short reload camos. Or if you know that they're behind the corner, reload and then jump shot around the corner, or go do jump shot once you go around the corner. That's a really efficient way to get these. Just reload and push someone to kill them. Sometimes you're not going to get the kill because if they have an SMG, you're going to lose the fight anyways, but that's okay. So Tiger, like I said, all you got to do is equip all the attachments to the weapons. We'll go over that in a little bit. Topo, the topographic camos, all you need to do, mount on a door and just watch a spawn or something. I mean, that's very common in this game. Not trying to say that's what you should do, but to be able to get that play style, you need to play like that to be able to get this camo, to get the mounted camos. Woodland is all headshots. Like I said, use a reflex sight for those. Digital is, I believe, crouching. Yep. Like I said, crouch. Anytime you kill someone, crouch. Hipfire kills. These are a little bit harder. You're going to want to equip a laser sight to your weapon if you can on ARs. I don't think you can on ARs, but just run into buildings, guns blazing, man. Long shot kills. Abuse this on big maps. Just go for long shots on the big maps. There's maps with wide open areas. Just sit behind a box, head glitch a box, and shoot long range. You're bound to get these. You only need 100 of them to unlock the camo, so that's an easy way to do that. Other than that, just play with the gun. You'll unlock camos as you go. I don't know what reptile and skulls are yet. I haven't unlocked them, but when I do, I'll definitely throw in an update on the next video about this weapon when I actually know what these two are. So, charms, right? You can unlock charms by doing missions and stuff that you can find. We'll address that in a different video. And same with stickers. You get those from doing things, and they honestly look like trash, but that's okay. Alright, so now we're going to get into the attachments. So first, what we're going to do is we are going to equip a barrel. I don't usually use a muzzle, just because I guess it's kind of preference, but never use suppressor unless you're playing like search and destroy or something, because these guys, they take your damage down big time. They kind of do, or your range rather, but it just feels like they don't do as much damage when you're shooting with them. Most of the time you're going to find yourself losing ADS speed or any sort of other speed, but I guess that's okay. It depends on how you play, but I don't use them because usually you lose something very valuable with them. So what I use for the most part is the Singard Arms Prowler. It's a little bit better than this one, but I use that for my barrel. It increases your damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, so your control is a little bit easier when you're shooting. So you can do lasers as well on these. Like I said, use them. use them. That's a really good way to get hipfire kills if you're going for hipfires. Now, the reflex sight that I use the GI Mini reflex. You could use the operator reflex sight if you really wanted to. You could use the, let me find it. Which one is it? This one, the 4.0 flip hybrid. You could use that even if you wanted to. You could use the Viper reflex. It kind of depends on what you prefer. You could use this reflex sight. Like I said, it really depends. Don't use thermals, because thermals are not that good. You can't see people through smoke. That is intentional. They even said it themselves, or Infinity Ward even said it themselves, that is intentional. So I just go ahead and use the GI Mini. Like I said, you could use the Viper or the Monocle, but I use the GI Mini. It gives me better sight picture, in my opinion, but that's up to you. I use Singard Arms Pro. I don't care about aim walking movement speed. I don't need to aim faster while I'm walking. I need to aim steadier. Like, my stability needs to be better. You can use no stock and improve all that stuff, but like I said, you're going to lose a lot in accuracy, range, and control of the weapon. And you want to have accuracy and control over a weapon on an AR. Underbarrel, let's see here. So underbarrel, I believe that's like the foregrips, right? Yeah. Okay. So on the underbarrel, I don't use any of these. I use the Merc foregrip, which I should probably use the tactical foregrip, but like I said, it comes down to preference. My accuracy is a little bit higher, so I use the Merc foregrip rather than tactical. You could probably use the operator foregrip as well, but in my opinion, the Merc foregrip's the better one. Ammunition, I don't run any sort of ammunition. I just leave it the same because I don't need 100 rounds. I don't need 60 or 50 rounds. If you can lay shots into someone and kill them, you can do that really easily. Rear grip. Now we're going to get into the rear grip, right? This is our last attachment slot that we can use. So the rear grip, I always use the stapled grip tape. Um, this is kind of as you unlock them. You can use them as you unlock, but the stapled grip tape is a little bit better in mobility. You can use rubberized if you still don't have that good of accuracy, but you're going to lose some control. But you'll lose control on both. So honestly, you could use rubberized or stapled. Don't use granulated. That's just not the best. You don't get much with it. Maybe a little bit more control and a little bit more accuracy. But use one of these two, depending if you want more mobility or if you want more accuracy. If you can't aim, go for more accuracy. If you want more mobility, go for more mobility. I go for more mobility because I have decent aim. So that would be our attachments. That's all the attachments that we can put on it. This is a really straightforward class, and a lot of these things you can use at a pretty low weapon level. Like this guy, you unlock that really soon. Same with this one. And this one's a little bit, takes a little bit longer to unlock, but that's alright. So, ammunition, nope. Foregrip, like I said, you unlock that your third thing. It should come pretty easy. So now we're going to get into the rest of the class. So we can't do anything with our second weapon until we mess with our perks. So the perks that I use Overkill, and I use Ghost, so I'm undetectable by UAVs, and I use Battle Hardened, right? So the reason I use Battle Hardened is because when you're running into a building, you can get flash stunned, stuff like that, with a when you're using like an SMG or something. That's just going to completely ruin your stuff, your plan, right? So you can use Spotter if you want to, if you're really trying to go like try hard, but once you unlock Tracker, I've got to say Tracker is probably going to be the better option to go with. Tracker is very, very good, or at least it seems very good. I haven't used it yet, but it seems like it's going to be a very optimal perk to use when it comes to following people with SMGs into buildings and stuff and knowing where people are going. So you can see the markers at the enemy death locations and hide death markers of enemies you kill. This is really good. So then the enemy team has no idea where you are, then you can track them down, and they don't know where you're killing people are, because in this map, the only thing that they can rely on are death markers, rather than seeing the red blips on the radar when you shoot someone. There's just death markers, and they don't see those when you're using this, so that helps you move around even more stealth. Overkill. This is honestly one of the best perks that you can possibly have. With it being a perk instead of a wild card like it has been in previous Call of Duties, this allows you to, you lose out on Cold-Blooded or Scavenger, but 90% of the time, if you're a run and gun player, most of these maps favor a lot of long range to short range. There's a lot of long range, and there's a lot of short range combats that really gets people. So say you push out of a building, you're in a long range situation, so that's where you'd use your AR at. And then if you're short range, you could pull out a shotgun, or you can do an SMG. In my case, I'm going to use an SMG because, like I said, they're a little bit higher fire rates. Granted, you lose to shotguns in close range. If they are good with the shotgun and they hit their shots, you're going to lose. But the versatility of the SMGs, being able to drop shot with them, is honestly very good, because you win against ARs and pretty much anything else. Shotguns aren't that good for a little bit longer range. There are some, like the I believe 725. That's a really good long range shotgun. You hit a lot of shots with it, but in all honesty, you would run an SMG. So the two SMGs that I do recommend running would be the MP5 or the P90. These are two really, really good SMGs in the game. I run the P90 personally because I've just been trying to unlock everything on it, but I've seen a lot of people run MP5s. It's a really good gun, and it's got a really high damage and accurate and fire rate. So, or really high fire rate but lower damage. The P90, as you can see, the fire rate's busted down there at the bottom, but that's alright. So I use the P90. This isn't near as hard to put classes together with, or equip things on. I don't use an optic. I feel like it's dumb using an optic on a SMG, but some people do if they don't have that good of accuracy. So one thing you want to do is you want to get a laser for hip firing in case you're close range. Run an underbarrel grip tape. That just helps with your accuracy and stuff like that. Granted, you move movement speed, but you want aiming stability and control over it. Now, you can use frangible wounding or heavy hitter, which melees produce greater stuns on targets. I don't use that. I use frangible wounding, so then they can't heal as fast anyways. So they don't heal near as fast without that. Same thing goes for the camos. I really don't have that many camos with this because I don't use it as much. I mainly stick with the AR, but like I said, same thing with the camos as the other weapon. I've only got 41 total kills on this weapon, so but that's that. So for the last but not least, we have lethal and tacticals. So our lethal, we're not camping in buildings. That's not the objective of this class. The objective of this class is kind of a run and gun help. So we don't want to use claymores. Now, if you like frag grenades, by all means, use frag grenades. I'm not stopping you. But my preference, I like using Semtex, because you can throw them into a window, boom, it sticks. Frag grenades you throw in, it rolls around, it could roll away from your target, and you don't want that. So I use Semtex. It's up to you guys. You can choose Semtex or frag grenades. They're both very, very good. They've always been good in any other Call of Duty. So I use Semtex. Now, last but not least, we also have our tactical. So I use flash grenades, but you can use stun grenades. You can use smoke grenades. You can use... I wouldn't recommend using snapshots unless you're trying to get the enemies on indoor, like of an indoor. If you're like pushing inside of buildings a lot, you can use these. You can throw them in, and they get the location of enemies inside the building. Same with the heartbeat sensors. Now, eventually, once I unlock stims, I'm going to be running stims a lot, especially if it's a run and gun. You're going to be running stims. If you have it unlocked, use it, because you can heal yourself a lot faster, and it's just 10 times better to use than a flash or a stun grenade. But it, like I said, it all depends on situation. So you can have multiple variations of this class as well that run different things depending on situations that you're in. That's practically it for the class. So yeah. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was quite fast paced. There's just a lot to cover with the class. Like I said, there's a lot to cover with these, and yeah. So the meta of this game kind of supports an AR SMG or AR shotgun sort of running for classes, just because of the long range and short range pushes a lot. And there's not a lot of short range for SMGs, so that's why you need ARs, and ARs really aren't built for close range, so that's why, especially in this game, that's why you need the SMGs. If you're good enough with an AR, you can make it work close range, but most people that just play Call of Duty and want a good class are not that good with the SMGs. So with that being said, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be bringing another video tomorrow showcasing the FAL that I have not played with yet. So I think I'll probably have to start playing with that tonight. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys like the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments below what gun you'd want to see next. If you don't want to see the FAL next, let me know what gun you want to see a class made for. I'll play with it, get some attachments unlocked, and we'll be bringing that next video out for you guys. So, peace out, everyone.